It's the Titans defeating the Manly Seagulls 26-10, a game that neither of us was able to pick the upset in this. So the Titans, they went out, they came out to a great lead, and then Manly scored. And we went, oh shit, here we go again. They got to half time. They were able to come out in the second half and turn the game around. They were able to keep going. They got the 26-10 point win. But I guess from a Titans perspective, Cam Pereira, he's now scored another double. I think he's up to 9 or 10 tries in the season. He's a young rookie. He's doing absolutely brilliant. And on the flip side, you've got a Manly Seagulls side that kind of look lost without Trbojevic in that squad. So what did you make of these two teams? What do you make of the Titans moving forward and Manly moving forward as they face Brisbane?
Yeah, this was a good response from Justin Holbrook's team, the Gold Coast Titans, after last week. I thought, and I said this in my preview of this game, that confidence was a big key in this game for the Gold Coast Titans. You either come out here and lick your battle wounds from the previous week and you still get afraid, or you bend them up, forget about last week, and you go out there like play this game like nothing ever happened. And they kind of did so in a while. As you said, they got out to a comfortable lead. Manly scored twice, and Titans hold on for this 26-10 scoreline. But I think for Manly, there's a lot more issues off the park than there is on the park. I think on the park, they're pretty all right. Obviously, they lose Jake Trbojevic this week. It's rumored that Tommy will come back into the fold to play Brisbane up at Magic Round just before Origin time. I don't think it's the right move, in my opinion, to do so. But you got punch ups at training. You got players having to break that up. You got staff moving onwards. You got new faces at the club, rumored to be. So it's all, as I said, off-field stuff needs to be sorted out first. And we just for Manly, just sort that shit out first, and then you can move forward. But we talk about the punch up in Josh Schuster. I've got a little tweet. I got a little tweet here from Christy Fulton, who obviously was a part of Manly last year and has stepped away from the club. But she's also, as she said out here, the solution is simple. He needs to grow up, move to Manly, cut ties with the negative influences in his life, stop hanging with fans, control the diet, and have the mindset and attitude he once did in 2019. Too many enablers and too many excuse makers around him. It's always everybody else's fault. Look, this is my opinion and my opinion only. Do I think he's a good football player? Yes. Do I think he's a 6? No. Can he become a good 6? Yeah, but he's got to, from more reports, he's got to cut down on the weight, and he's got those niggly injuries, but apparently Manly have given him a month rest to work on those injuries, to work on his form, to work on his so-called weight. I'm not fat shaming here, but that's what is rumored to be. But look, he's on 800,000. He gets pay rise next year. He's not performing. He's not returning value for money. I think with the rumor apparently of the new face Kyle Flanagan from the Bulldogs to join across to the Manly Seagulls is a good move in that respect, because apart from Sushta, Jolly Terry Evans, and Matty Johns' son Cooper, they have another bloke in Jamie McDonald or something like that, along the lines of that. I think apparently he's one of the CEO's son or whatever. He's a bit young for it. So apart from those three, that you don't really have any cover. So I think Kyle will be good. But look, I think Schuster's a great forward, and stick him into that role because he was ripped hair bust when he was in the forward pack role, and I think everything else will follow like dominoes for the Manly Seagulls.
Yeah, well, we covered a lot there. Obviously, firstly, Turbo, there is rumors that not rumors, but the Playbook podcast have come out. They said there's a rumor going around that Trbojevic might rule himself out of Origin this year. So that might say that the injury is a lot worse than what we're thinking, and maybe he won't line up. But obviously, we'll wait till team list Tuesdays drop tomorrow, and even then, we'll wait until the actual game on Friday until we know if he's playing or not. But with the Flanagan news, there was reports that came out and said, "Yep, it's a done deal. He's gone. He's going to Manly." And then there's reports coming out where Serrato said, "No, he called me straight away and he said, I just want to put an end to it. I'm not going anywhere." So usually when a coach comes out and says he's not going anywhere, the guy leaves a couple of weeks later. So if
from reports, it's about 80% done. Apparently, it's been agreed on terms. They're just working out an exit strategy.
That's what I'm saying. Flano has apparently called Serrato and said there's nothing to worry about. So
from my reports, and this comes within inside Bulldogs, is that Flano rang Serrato and said, "Look, I'm happy to stay and train hard." And he played hooker in New South Wales Cup. He played apparently terrifically in a different position. From my report is that he's told Serrato that he's happy to stay. He's happy to put in the work to earn his spot back into the first grade team. But if the opportunity to move elsewhere to further fast track his career back into the NRL, I think that's where it's sort of along the lines of, I'm happy to stay, but if the right offer is there, I'm going to go. And from rumor reports, apparently Manly will pay about 60 to 80K this year for him for the rest of the season. Dogs to make up the rest of it. So, look, I'm agreeing with you here. As soon as a coach says something like that, and normally a few weeks later, not even a month, that player is gone. So we'll just. It is the NRL is always a bit of a circus, and it's the game that never stops and sleeps. So. It's a circus town over here.
Well, hey, let's be completely honest. They got the win without him. So if you want to stick with a winning formula, he probably doesn't line up again this week. But
true.
It's going to be an interesting one. I'm interested to see how it plays out. I do feel sorry for Flanagan if he is the scapegoat, because he was the scapegoat at the Roosters. They got rid of him. Now the Dogs are saying, "Oh, it's his fault. We're not winning." So I do feel sorry for him, because I believe he does have the talent. He just needs the players around him to bring that talent forward. So hopefully if he does go to Manly, hopefully it's Manly that can bring those talents out. But Baxter,